All right, everyone. Good morning and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I'm one of the yoga instructors here for Yoga for Caregivers. This is our weekly stretch session where we really focus on getting into our body, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of the day and the rest of our week. So as we move through practice today, let's keep in mind our boundaries. Notice where you're ready to extend into postures, where do you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps find a center posture. Also, keep in mind I don't often cue water, so if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat, whether the legs are crossed or they're straight out in front of you. We're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting down into the sits bones, and then sitting up nice and tall. Let's inhale, bring our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward and up. And then exhale, drop them back and down. Finding a comfortable spot for your hands, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. And then gently close the eyes if you'd like, or just find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. The Red Hawk phase of the year happens under the budding trees moon. There's no secret to the name of this moon. Take a look outside. Taking a look outside will reveal its namesake. With the insight and clarity gained from last month, now is the time for a fresh start. With the knowledge of the kind of life we want to live, we can start taking steps to achieve that vision. As you move through practice, I invite you to notice what you need or want to do this week that will help you live your life as its fullest expression. So centering in, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Inhale, fill your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then exhale, release that air nice and slow. Take another deep inhale as you feel the belly really fill full of air, rounding outward. And then exhale as you draw your belly button in toward your spine. Inhale as you feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhaling air in your nose, down your throat, filling your lungs. And then exhale air out the lungs, up the throat, and out the nose. Continue to breathe deeply here, inhaling and exhaling with intention, really noticing the movements of your breath. If your mind gets distracted by thoughts, noises, physical sensations, that is okay. Just notice the moment that you've gone away and then see if you can turn your attention back to the breath and come back to focusing on it right here and now. Now, if it makes sense for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra here, which can help you stay grounded and focused in the breath. Inhale, I live. Exhale, life fully. Inhale, I live. Exhale, life fully. Let's remain here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. Take another deep inhale here. Set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but often answers the question, why am I practicing yoga? Let's take another deep inhale. Feel your intention with the heart and mind. Exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Nice work here. Go ahead and come off of the prop if you're sitting on a block or a bolster and just into a nice seat on the mat here. Good. We're going to inhale, bring our arms out to a T, bend the elbows. So we have goalpost or cactus arms here. And then we'll do some cat cows here. So we're going to inhale, press the chest forward, look up toward the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades together, coming into a seated cat or seated cow. And then exhale, close those arms all the way down, hollow out the back and the belly, tuck the chin, seated cat. Inhale into seated cow, lift the torso, look up toward the sky as you shrug the shoulders down and squeeze the shoulder blades. And then exhale into cat as you press the elbows together and hollow out the back and belly. Good. Inhale, coming into a nice deep cow, looking up toward the sky. And then exhale into a nice high cat as you round out the neck here. One more round each side. Inhale into a nice deep cow. Oh, excuse my yawn. And then exhale into a nice deep cat. Lovely. Inhale. Let's come back into neutral here. Inhale your shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Good. And then inhale the shoulders back and up. Exhale them forward and down. Nice work. All right, let's go ahead and roll forward onto our hands and knees here. Bringing the hands beneath shoulders, the knees beneath the hips here. We're going to tuck the toes on the inhale and then on the exhale, lift the hips into a down dog. Good. Maybe walk your dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of the legs here. Take a nice deep inhale as you do. And then a nice deep exhale. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Coming into stillness here, root into your sits bones, shrug your shoulders down onto your back, press your chest toward your thighs here. Good. Take a nice deep inhale, feel that pull through the back of the hamstrings. Feel the heels reach toward the floor even if they do not touch. Shrug your shoulders down onto your back, press your chest toward your thighs, and then move your gaze toward your toes here. So we're a nice long spine all the way up into the neck. Good. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, let the breath go. Inhale, sweep your right leg tall, flex the foot, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee. Step your foot up between your hands here. Turn your back heel down and then inhale, windmill the arms up. Nice. So let's go ahead and turn the toes so they're facing the same direction here toward the side of your mat, or maybe we're facing one another now. And then we're going to turn our heels in and have our toes pointing out at about a 45-degree angle here. Good. Excuse me, inhale, bring those arms up to a T. Exhale, bend at the elbows, bend at the knees, sink down into your goddess pose here. Good. Take a nice deep breath, squeeze the shoulder blades together, leaning back, pressing the knees back, working the inside of the legs here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming into star. Extend your legs, reach those arms up, reach the gaze up toward the sky. Knees are just slightly bent now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release those arms. Turn the toes so they're facing the same direction now in parallel. And then we're going to bend our right knee and sink down to our right side, coming into speed skater stretch. So we've got a couple options here. Maybe you sink down like you're in a lunge. We're starting to feel into that nice inside stretch in the inside of the left leg. Maybe you're able to get lower, and maybe you can use some blocks here to support you as you sink down even further. Maybe you can sink all the way down and you do not need props. And then having your hands either down on the mat or in heart center here, that leg is extended on the left side. We're flexing that foot and we're feeling that nice deep stretch to the inside of the left leg. So notice where you are here, and let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Nice work. Inhale, press into that right foot, turn those left toes down, bring yourself back into center here. Ooh, that's a little bit of work on that right leg. Good. And then coming on to the left side. So bend your left knee, keep your right leg long, sinking down. Maybe you're in that lunge position left side and you're just feeling the stretch from here. Again, you can use blocks to help you sink down, or if it's accessible, you can lower even further down to the mat using blocks or not. Hand can be on the mat. They can also be at heart center here. Good. That right leg is nice and extended, toes are flexed and trying to point up toward the ceiling. And we're getting a nice deep stretch to the inside of that right leg. Wherever you are, let's breathe. All right, turn those toes down. Press into that left leg. Inhale, come back into center. Nice work here. And then elongate the spine. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better here. Keeping those knees slightly bent. We're going to exhale, hinge at the hips, and lean forward here, coming into our wide-legged forward fold. Now, if you have blocks, you're welcome to use them. You can place them under the hands. If not, not a problem. You can also use a coffee table, a couch, another sturdy surface here. Good. Now, if you're not using those props, lowering as far down as you're able, you can always place a block beneath your forehead or a bolster. It can be a kind of a nice little release here. Wherever you are, tucking that chin slightly so the gaze is looking back toward the legs here, feeling that nice long pull through the upper spine here. Arms can hang limp. You can palm the mat. You can bring pinkies out to, or fingers out to either leg if you'd like. Rotate your hips back and then up to get that nice full stretch the back of the legs here. Final option, interlace the fingers behind you. Exhale, bring those arms out as far as you're able. It's a really nice shoulder opener here, but it's an option, not a requirement. Let's breathe. Inhale, we release the arms out and away. Press our hands into the mat, moving props out of the way if we're using them. Good. We're going to bend those knees slightly here. Inhale, come all the way back up into standing. Nice work. Go ahead and step your feet in. We're going to come to the top of our mats here. Inhale as we sweep our arms out wide, and then exhale as we swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale as we come right into a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold as we bend the knees, plant the hand, step into a down dog. Good. We're here for just a breath. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. And then inhale, we drop our knees down to the mat and untuck the toes. Now, if you have blocks, I welcome you to grab them now. And if you don't, that's okay. You're able to do this practice without blocks as well. I'm going to turn at an angle so you can see me a little bit better here. So we're going to start by extending our right leg straight out in front of us here. Good. So keeping that leg nice and flexed. Now, normally what we do is we hinge forward here and then we get a nice stretch through the back of that front leg. But instead what we're going to do is using the high side of our block on our right, we're going to go ahead and plant our right hand down onto the mat and then inhale, lift that left arm up overhead, getting a really nice left side body stretch here. Good. You can use a coffee table, a couch, some other sturdy surface if you do not have a block. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming back up, this time planting that left hand down onto the block, sweeping up with that right arm. Exhale, leaning over to the left this time. So notice how the pole is a little bit different because we have that leg on the right side extended. Good. Bottom elbow slightly soft. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. And then inhale, release. Nice job. Step that right knee back and go ahead and extend the left leg long this time. All right. So inhale, start with that left arm down, or we'll switch sides here. So start with that right arm down. Inhale, sweep tall with that left arm. Exhale, lean over to the right. Breathing here, feeling into that nice side body pull, left side. But notice how it differs a little bit here since we're on the left leg now. And then inhale into center. We drop the left hand down. Exhale, sweep tall with that right arm, leaning over to the left here. Nice pull on the right side, breathing nice and deep. And then inhale back into center. Good. Step that left knee back here. Move those props so they are out of the way, and then come on down into a seated position. Nice work here. So we're going to do a little bit of fire log pose here today. You may want to keep a block nearby. It's completely up to you. So we're going to start by bringing the foreleg of our left leg down in front of us here. So it's perpendicular to our body. So it's like we're creating a cross. And then we're going to take that right leg and take the bone, the ankle bone of the right foot, and stack it on top of the left knee here. Good. So we're really trying to create like a square with our legs. So as we come into this position, you'll notice right away, I've got a big gap right here between my left ankle and my right knee. So this is where a block, a pillow can be really helpful, a jacket. You can always place that block in there, and that's going to support you here. Okay. Now, if you are like me, you're already feeling this stretch nice and deep, so you're welcome to stay here. As an option, you can hinge at the hips and lean forward. That's going to deepen the stretch here in that posture. And the more that this knee gets down toward that ankle, the deeper the stretch will be. Now, if this is inaccessible to you, you can just come into crisscross applesauce, into easy pose, and just lean forward from there. It's going to be just as good of a stretch for you if this is inaccessible. All right. So wherever you are, we're feeling that stretch stronger in the right hip, but probably a bit in the left hip too. And let's just take a couple deep breaths here together. Finding that comfortable spot for your arms. There's no right answer here. And then inhale, gently release. Plant the soles of the feet down onto the floor, lean back onto your hands. Windshield wipe your knees back and forth, just releasing your glutes, your hips, and your low back here. It's a pretty deep and intense stretch, so making sure that you're doing the work to care for your joints here. Good. And then coming into stillness, back into center here. So we take that right leg this time, lay the foreleg down. So again, it's perpendicular to our body. And then we're going to take the ankle bone of the left leg and then place it on top of that right knee. So again, I've got a bit of a gap here. I can use a block to place underneath if I want. Don't have to, it's an option. If you're in crisscross applesauce, that is great. Just switch the cross of your applesauce. So that's going to feel a little bit more awkward. Probably it's your non-dominant side, but you'll go from there and that'll stretch out the other hip more fully. Okay. So again, you can stay right here if this is a deep enough stretch. Otherwise, you inhale, lengthen through the spine, exhale, hinge at the hips, and lean forward for that deepening into that left hip, probably a bit in the right hip. Again, find the right spot for the hands, and let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right, inhale, we gently release, uncross those legs. Again, lean back onto the hands, windshield wipe your knees back and forth, releasing glutes, hips, and low back. Once again, often feels so good on the glutes and the hips after we've stretched them so deeply. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to come right into our backs here. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket. Now is your moment. We will not set up for the rest of our practice here today. Okay? So coming on down onto your back when you're ready, tucking the knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your legs, hug yourself in here for a moment. Maybe rock from side to side to get a little roly-poly action here. It's a nice back massage, but it's an option, not a requirement. Good. And then coming down into stillness, we'll drop the soles of the feet down to the floor and make our way into final relaxation. So if this is most comfortable for you, you're welcome to stay right here. You can also allow the soles of the feet to come together, knees to fall out wide for reclined bound angle. You could extend one leg and keep the other leg in for fallen tree, or you could extend both legs for traditional final relaxation. Your arms can find whatever position feels best for you. I love having mine up overhead. It's a nice release on the shoulders, opens up the armpits, but it's an option. If you prefer, you can always lay on your side if that feels better for you, or even on your belly. Or you can also come back into a seated position here and just treat the final part of our practice like a meditation. It's up to you. So wherever you find yourself, I invite you to make any adjustments that will allow you to experience the maximum amount of comfort available to your body here in this moment. And then tune in. Begin to notice how fast or slow your breath has become, how deep or shallow. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales, the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel into the rise and fall of your belly, the rise and fall of your chest. Just allowing this breath to move through you with ease, allowing yourself to be the witness of the breath, just noticing it without changing it. And if your mind starts to wander off or get distracted by thoughts, noises, or physical sensations, just notice the moment you've gone away and then see if you can come back to the breath, back to focusing on your inhales and your exhales. Now, if it's helpful, you could come back to your mantra that we used at the beginning of our practice. Inhale, I live. Exhale, life fully. Inhale, I live. Exhale, life fully. Just remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for a few more moments. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I am watching the time and I respect yours, and I will be sure to let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here. Our breath is like a bridge connecting body and mind. When you begin to breathe in and out mindfully, your mind will come back to your body. You will be able to realize the oneness of body and mind and become fully present and fully alive in the here and the now. You will be in a position to touch life deeply in this moment. Bringing your awareness back into this space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And when it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here, and then make your way on up into a seated position as we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. We inhale as we bring our shoulders forward and up, and then we exhale as we drop them back and down. Hands find a comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you. Your eyes can be open or closed. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me here for this weekly stretch session with Yoga for Caregivers. Again, my name is Alexis. I'm here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So mark your calendars, set your alarms, make sure to roll out your mat in time to join me. You can find Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. It's all of the places where you can access more information about us, as well as the other resources that all of the other amazing volunteers provide. So thank you so very much. I appreciate it, you spending your time here with me today, and I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.